Isn't it interesting that we get what we focus on? Oh, what a beautiful afternoon. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got my trusty magnifying glass because I'm focusing on what a beautiful day it is. But most people have shared with me today, Rowie, you must be blind. How old are you? So blind, it's not a very nice day. But if I focus on not a very nice day, is it possible that I won't have a very nice day? If I focus on the positive, is it possible that positive things will happen? Probably not. Life throws horrible stuff at us all the time. But if I've got a positive attitude, will I be able to handle them better? And I think that's the all-important question. So what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on failure or success? And the interesting thing about failure is you can't fail if you don't give up. So if you never give up, you can never fail. Now, you could focus on what if I fail? But what if you succeed? What if it does work? A lot of people say to me, I'd love to be an exercise professional. I'd love to have my own business because that's what we do here at Max. But what if I fail? And I always respond in exactly the same way. What if you succeed? You've got a job that you don't like at the moment. You're not earning the money that you want to earn. You wake up every day going somewhere that you don't enjoy, working with people that you don't like. Or even if you like your job, would you do it for free? And the answer is never yes. No one ever says to me, yes, I love my job so much I would do it for free. If they stopped paying me, I'd still go. But it's interesting that the people who do what they love, the people that are financially free, wealthy, and they're doing what they love, they all say exactly the same thing. I would do it for free. I love it so much I would do it for free. So if you focus on, I've got this lousy, stinking, rotten job, but what if I fail at this new, exciting thing that I want to do? What if it's the reverse? What if you can get rid of that lousy, stinking, rotten job because you'll be doing something that you absolutely love to do? And what if you focus on that? Is it possible that the brain is only capable of focusing on what we tell it to? And I share that because we've got two parts to our brain, obviously. We've got the conscious brain and the subconscious brain. And our conscious brain is responsible for taking in information and making decisions. That's a human choice. Animals don't have that same choice. They run on instinct. We take in information and we get to make a decision on that information. So we get to decide whether it's positive or negative, whether we're going to focus on the good side or the bad side. We're going to focus on the thing that could go wrong or the thing that could be great, or we can focus on the failure or the success. We get to choose that. So we make a decision and then the subconscious brain stores that decision. So then we can't get rid of it. So every time we make a decision that something's negative, that something's terrible, that something will fail, that something won't work, we store that in our brain. So then next time when we want to have a go at something, we say, oh, what if I fail? And your subconscious brain says, yeah, what if you fail? And it sends back all the stuff that it's already stored in there that's about failure and losing and you can't do it and you're not good enough and you're too tall, too fat, too skinny, too young, too old, too inexperienced, you don't have enough money. Your brain feeds that back at you because it's stored it all. So there's two questions that I've got. Number one is if you focus on the positive and you only feed positive into your subconscious brain and you consciously do that, is it possible that you're more likely then to have a brain full of stuff that when you say, what if I succeed? Now you've got a whole heap of files that come back at you with, yeah, what if you succeed? You could do this, 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 and this, and then you could go and do that because you'll be successful. Versus if you're constantly feeding negativity into your brain, and you can't, and you won't, and it won't work, and your subconscious brain is storing all of that, now that's going to get fed back at you every time you want to have a go. So we get what we focus on. So I'm going to use the weather again. Many people today are focusing on it's cloudy, it's foggy, it's freezing cold, what a terrible day. Well, I love these days because they help me appreciate the bright sunny days. And as I always joke, I lived in Queensland in Australia for a very long time where people used to complain that it was sunny all the time. Oh, it's so sunny all the time. And the marketing slogan for Queensland in Australia used to be beautiful one day, perfect the next, which is, yes, it's going to be beautiful every single day. And people get bored with it. I'm sharing that with you because life is going to be night and day. It's going to be summer and winter. It's going to be hot and cold. It's going to be good times and bad times. One of the things to really consider is if things are going really well, yes, things could screw up. Now, I'm the ultimate optimist, but I'm also aware that it doesn't matter how good things are going, something could go wrong. So I plan for it and I get excited about when it pops up because I've planned for it. When you focus on what you want your life to be like, when you focus on succeeding versus failing, when you focus on what if I do versus I can't, And I hate that word. It's a swear word to me in the worst possible way. Can't. I don't want to be a can't person. How about you? I want to focus, and I do focus on the can. How can I? Now let's go back to how the brain works. If I tell my brain I can't, it will agree with me and it'll send back to me all of those files. Here's all the reasons why you can't. You're too tall, too short, too fat, too skinny, too old, too young, too inexperienced. You don't have enough money. It hasn't worked for you before. You can't. And your own brain will tell you all the reasons why you can't. So all you've got to do is change your vocabulary. How exciting is this? Ask your own brain, how can I? And the brain is designed, the central nervous system's designed, the endocrine system is designed, which both of those start in your brain, to keep us alive and to thrive. So if you ask your own brain, how can I do that? All the files inside your brain designed to keep you alive, to thrive and have a great life, they all go into action. And your own brain will say to you, well, what if you try this? And this could work, and maybe what about this? And brainstorm inside your own brain, how can I? And all of a sudden you've got a big long list of all the reasons why you can that your own brain has produced versus I can't. Now this is where the dangerous part comes in. What about the people in your life? If you've got a bunch of can'ts in your life, you can't, you won't, it won't work, it'll never happen for you, and you believe them, your own brain will store that information so that every time you want to have a go at something, it'll feed it back at you. But everyone in your life believes that you can't and you won't and you're not good enough and it won't work for you. But if you've got people in your life who refuse to say can't, they're not can'ts, they're cans, and they say to you, what if you can? What would you do? How would you do it? Let's brainstorm the can and not even focus on the can't. And that's where the focus comes in. So the easy part of this, and people always say to me, Rowie, how do I make it happen? I don't just want to know that it can, how do I do it? It's a simple process. What if you change your vocabulary? The words that you feed into your own brain. We get to choose those words. No one else tells us what to say or what to think, and our thoughts are just the words that we think inside our own head. So if I choose, I can come out here and say it's cloudy and foggy. I never say that. Today I say it's a misty, exciting, platinum day. Different words. If something terrible happens, I always go, well, there's a great learning curve. There's something that's going to make me tougher and stronger and better and wiser. How can I get better and tougher and stronger and better and wiser from this situation rather than whinge, moan and complain about it? So words are really powerful. We get to choose our words. Our words decide what we're thinking. Our thoughts decide our actions. Our actions decide our results. So our results technically, and it's a very simple process, are determined by the words we feed into our own brain. So if you're a can't, you can't. It's absolutely true. If you tell yourself you can't, you will not be able to. But if you say, how can I? Your own brain will help you come up with all the reasons that you can. And then if you hang out with people who you can brainstorm with, and it's been suggested that you brainstorm with people who have a brain, and I'll go a step further than that, brainstorm with people who have a positive brain and a can attitude. If you brainstorm or you talk to people who are can'ts, they'll give you every reason why you can't, and now you will have a bigger files, more files of can't in your brain versus can. So careful who you hang out with. Only invest time with people who are can people and want you to succeed. Could that be a good idea? And if you've got people in your influence, and I wouldn't have anybody in my circle of influence that is a can't person, but if you've got people telling you that you can't, it won't work, you're not good enough, it won't happen for you, either get them the hell out of your life. There's a really good idea. Just get them the hell out of your life. Or decide to prove them wrong. So use them as a driving force, as a motivation, as an inspiration to say, well, if they say that I can't, I bloody can and I bloody will. And that's my Australian accent coming out saying, you get to decide your words decide your actions decide your results. So what if you change your words to be positive? What if you focus on positive rather than negative? Is it possible that your life will become positive? So if you say I'm fat, you are, and your body will give you every reason. Your own brain will tell you why you're fat. If you say I've got a great journey in front of me to get into great shape because I want to be healthy, fit and strong for the rest of my life, how can I do that is a whole different headspace. So if you want to avoid the sad days, the depressed days, the fat days, the I've had a bad day, What if we just change our words? Instead of saying I've had a bad day, how about saying I've had a great day today because I've learnt so much and I'm going to be so much tougher, stronger and better for next time because of this exciting day that I've had today. Because it's been suggested that when the going gets tough, the tough get excited. Depends on what you focus on. Live your life to the max as a CAN person.